This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 18th day of March in the year 2020. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here's what we're tracking tonight. A fifth member of the same family from Good Hope on the east coast of Demerara has tested positive for the coronavirus. Guyana now has 5 confirmed cases of the coronavirus, including the first case of the woman who died last week. In a statement this afternoon, Minister of Public Health Vala Lawrence said her ministry, through the Activated Health Emergency Operations Center, continues to locate and quarantine other persons who came into close contact with the woman who died and her immediate.
We are in the process of contact tracing and quarantining the close contacts. Thankfully, our health personnel are working assiduously to contain the spread of COVID-19 and to keep the numbers down. At the same time, around us, in the region of the Americas and the Caribbean, the number of cases is rising rapidly.
Minister Lawrence also emphasized that the coronavirus situation in Guyana presently remains under control. However, she said that does not mean that preventative measures and other mechanisms must be forsaken.
In simple terms, that this global pandemic is rife, and we must double up our efforts, not only to protect ourselves, but to lessen its spread and contain community transmission. Here in Guyana, even before we had our first imported confirmed case, we responded to the news of the COVID-19 outbreak with the utmost seriousness and began the preparatory work, which included training of our health personnel, as well as staff at all points of entry.
Guyana's first case of the coronavirus was confirmed last week when the 52-year-old woman died at a Georgetown hospital. Family members started to test positive for the coronavirus over the weekend, with the latest case being confirmed today. All precautions are being encouraged.
We will have to tighten up further temporarily, though we cannot completely shut ourselves off. Firstly, we must get used to practicing the baseline things, namely, good personal and respiratory hygiene, adjusting to new social behaviors, which discourage large gatherings, and generally maintaining some physical distance from one another. That is why we have advised agencies to encourage their staff to adhere to the guidelines which the Ministry of Public Health and PAHO have been circulating.
Just yesterday, the Minister of Public Health announced that there will no longer be self-quarantine for positive cases. All persons who test positive for the coronavirus will face mandatory quarantine. The Health Ministry has set up 4 quarantine facilities, and others could be coming soon, as there is the fear that the numbers could rise. President David Granger has authorized several sweeping measures as the country faces the coronavirus, with a 5th case being reported today. The measures, which have since been gazetted, are to be used to stem the spread of the deadly disease. The order allows the restraint, segregation, and isolation of persons suffering from the disease or who may have been exposed to it. The measures also allow for the removal of persons suffering from the coronavirus from their homes to a healthy facility for treatment. The Minister of Public Health is also empowered to remove, disinfect, and destroy the personal effects, goods, buildings, and any other article that may have been exposed to infection from the disease. Additionally, in cases where the victim dies, the measures allow for the Public Health Ministry to speedily bury or cremate the dead. The Public Health Ministry has also been empowered to provide more hospitals and camps in any part of the country for the isolation of coronavirus victims. The Minister of Citizenship has been empowered to put strict immigration systems in place to address the inflow of persons to the country, and the Education Minister has been tasked with ensuring systems are in place to continue to protect the nation's children, teachers, and educators. The Finance Minister will be allowed under the measures to withdraw money from the Consolidated Fund to cater for the health emergency, and the measures as dictated by the President. Citizens, residents, and visitors are also being encouraged by the President to act in accordance with the law and comply with the lawful directives and advisories issued by the various government agencies. More news coming up in a moment.
There are several measures you can adopt to protect yourself and others from getting the new coronavirus. Frequently clean your hands by using an alcohol-based hand rub product like a gel, or wash your hands with soap and water. When coughing and sneezing, cover your mouth and nose with flexed elbow like this, or use a tissue. If you use a tissue, discard it immediately into a closed bin. Avoid close contact with anyone that has fever and cough. And if you have fever, cough, and difficulty breathing, seek medical care early and share information about any recent travels with your healthcare provider. If you just have mild respiratory symptoms and no specific travel history, carefully follow the precautions I just explained and make sure you stay home until recovery. If you need more information on how to protect yourself from the new coronavirus, check the WHO website at who.int.
GBTI is your Guyanese bank, a bank that understands every customer's unique needs, opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. At GBTI, we see you for you. Whether you're buying a new home or car, planning your next vacation or retirement, saving for your child's future, or whether you're ready to take that bold step of investing in your dream business idea, we are with you every step of the way. We hear your stories and watch you focus on your dreams as we share your aspirations. We are more than just banking. We are a family. We are part of your community. Our commitment extends way beyond the walls of our branches and is demonstrated every day in the opportunities we provide to our individual and business customers. The support, time, and commitment we give back to communities across Guyana to help improve the lives of our Guyanese families. Because we see Guyana through your eyes.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyoil's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyoil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive!
Tired of long lines? Register with MyGTT at mygtt.co.gy. That's mygtt.co.gy to view and pay your bills from anywhere. Enter to win an Amazon gift card worth $25 or a bounty voucher worth 5,000 Guyana dollars when you sign up today. GTT, do more.
Welcome back. And we continue to look at issues surrounding the coronavirus. With nationwide efforts to guard against the coronavirus, the Guyana Police Force has announced that it will not be processing any applications for public events, including barbecue permits, fairs, and parties. The move by the police force is part of the efforts by the health authorities to dissuade large gatherings and assemblies. The police force has also informed regional commanders across the country that they should not entertain any such requests. A number of major national entertainment events have already been cancelled. The Linden Town Week has been cancelled by the mayor and town council there, and the Rupununi Rodeo has also been cancelled by its organizers in the Region 9 area. The organizers of the Magnum Stage Show, which was expected to feature a number of Jamaican artists, have postponed that event, while the organizers of the Guyana Carnival have indicated that they continue to closely monitor the situation and will likely make an announcement soon. At a press conference yesterday, Police Commissioner Leslie James said the police force has also been employing its own measures to guard against the disease.
We have caused our ranks not to congregate in large numbers, and we're urging them to continuously sanitize themselves. That is to say, with the use of Lysol detergents, Lysol wipes, etc. I wish to also take this opportunity to let all my fellow Guyanese understand very clearly that the COVID-19, it's real, it's not imaginary.
A fifth member of the same family from Good Hope on the east coast of Demerara has tested positive for the coronavirus. Guyana now has 5 confirmed cases of the coronavirus. Turning now to the elections in Guyana. In a blistering report on the vote count for Region 4 in the Guyana elections, the Commonwealth Group has declared that the tabulation processes which were conducted by returning officer Clement Mingo were not credible, transparent, or inclusive. The report, which was released this afternoon, focused on the tabulation of the Region 4 results between the 3rd and 14th of March, noting a series of events that are of grave concern. The Observer Group pointed to the many stops in the tabulation process for a variety of irregular reasons, and also noted that it did not observe any material or substantive impediments inside the tabulation room which might have prevented a resumption of the first tabulation process. The group said robust exchanges between political party agents in the room only occurred when the Guyana Elections Commission repeatedly halted the tabulation process. The group also noted that there was continued failure of the returning officer to comply with orders and judgments of the acting Chief Justice. According to the Commonwealth Group, despite direct warnings from the Chief Justice herself on resuming the tabulation after leaving the court on the 13th of March, Mr. Mingo refused all requests from those entitled to be present to view the actual statements of poll and did not display the spreadsheet being populated. The group said that decision compromised the process of ascertaining the credibility of the statements of poll relied on by Mr. Mingo to tabulate the results, adding that it was impossible for party agents and those entitled to be present to observe that the numbers being called out were being accurately entered on the spreadsheet. The group said the number of votes announced by Mr. Mingo on the 13th of March differed from which had previously been agreed to by all parties during the first tabulation process, and in some areas that resulted in tabulation totals reflecting more voters than were entered on the list of eligible electors for certain polling stations. At no point, the group said, did the leadership of the Guyana Elections Commission halt or rectify the blatant instances of disregard for the rule of law and electoral ethics, despite its vested authority to independently ensure credible elections. The group said it also welcomed the involvement of CARICOM on the invitation of the president, but it is regrettable that the team departed the country, having been unable to complete the task. An injunction granted by the High Court has brought the electoral proceedings to another halt. The interim injunction seeks to prevent GCOM from proceeding with a national recount and involving CARICOM, since in the applicant's view, that move would be unlawful. The Commonwealth Observer Group has indicated that it will submit its final report to the Commonwealth Secretary General, who will forward that report to the Guyana government and other stakeholders. Well, with the injunction now temporarily blocking the recount of the votes from the elections and the CARICOM team being forced to withdraw from the process because of that injunction, President David Granger has expressed disappointment that the initiative by CARICOM has now been stalled. In a statement last night, the president said the court action has curtailed further the trust towards reaching a transparent conclusion to the 2020 general and regional elections. According to the president, throughout the electoral process, he has repeatedly stated that he will abide by the Constitution of Guyana, the decisions of the Elections Commission, and the ruling of the Supreme Court. He said he maintains that position and makes clear his commitment to the due completion of all electoral requirements and the conclusion of the process under the auspices of the Commission and in the interest of all Guyanese. The court action was filed yesterday by a private citizen who appears to be a supporter and candidate of the APNU-AFC. Several interim injunctions were granted by Justice Franklin Holder, effectively blocking the recount of votes and CARICOM's involvement in the process. The People's Progressive Party Civic has indicated that it intends to move to the court to have the injunctions dismissed. The chairperson of CARICOM and Barbados' Prime Minister Mia Mottley believes that there are forces within Guyana that may not want to see a recount of the votes from the elections, and she has warned that any government which is sworn in without a credible and fully transparent vote count process would lack legitimacy. Mottley's statement came last evening in response to the court action blocking the recount and CARICOM's involvement in the process. She said the CARICOM community had no other choice but to withdraw the high-level team. The CARICOM team spent 3 days in Guyana without the recount process getting started. GCOM was looking at legal issues regarding the recount and CARICOM's involvement when it was served with the injunction. It was the Barbadian Prime Minister who put together and dispatched a high-level CARICOM team to overlook the recount process on the invitation of President David Granger. She said it is critical that good sense prevails and the preservation of law and order is paramount. According to CARICOM, all parties must work hard to ensure that there is peace on the roads and in the communities across Guyana, and she maintains that CARICOM stands ready to lend assistance. With the Cheddi Jagan Airport and the Eugene F. Correa Airport closing off to international traffic for 2 weeks from tonight as a precaution against the coronavirus, one of the handling companies at the airports has made a decision to send some of its staff members home on no-pay leave. The Roraima group of companies, which also operates a domestic airline, 2 hotels and a conference center, has indicated to staff members that it intends to operate on a skeletal staff for the next 3 months. In a letter to staff members seen by this newscast, Managing Director Captain Jerry Gavaya cited the suspension of service to Guyana by American Airlines and the 2-week closure of the airports, as well as the unprecedented reduction in patrons at the other businesses, as the reason behind the decision. Roraima is a ground handling agent for American Airlines, which has suspended its service until the 6th of May. Mr. Gavaya said Roraima is forced to take measures to cushion the worst effects of the devastating situation. He said failure to do so would result ultimately in the complete closure of the company. Therefore, his management regrets that it must reduce its workforce and strategically make use of a skeletal staff. He said a decision was made to have some staff members proceed on 3 months no-pay leave in the first instance, while others will be required to work reduced hours. He assured the staff members that management took the decision with a heavy heart, and they're hoping that the situation returns to a state of normalcy soon. A number of businesses are also bracing for a slowdown as a result of concerns over the coronavirus. Some businesses have offered staff members their annual leave during this time, while others have opted for a reduction in working hours. Well, GTT has announced that it has extended its bill payment period as part of promoting social distancing in the fight against coronavirus. Bills will now be due on the 17th of the month, beginning from April. Bills are usually due by the 1st of every month. Additionally, the company has moved to secure new and additional points of payments for ease of access. GTT CEO Justin Ned has indicated that the company will also be recruiting more mobile money agents to add to the over 230 existing agents. Customers are being told to make use of the mobile money platform for the payment of their GTT and other bills. The platform also allows for cash transfers. Meanwhile, to also safeguard its employees, GTT has decided to reduce working hours at its retail outlets. All retail outlets will now operate from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on weekdays. Persons with other issues will still be allowed and able to contact GTT's tech support through its chat service and helplines. The live chat feature has been extended to 11 p.m. nightly. The company is also assuring that all of its locations are being properly sanitized, and members of its frontline team will be wearing protective gear where physical contact with customers is necessary. Across the Region is coming up next. Across the Region is coming up next.
Medical masks like this one cannot protect against the new coronavirus when used alone. When you wear them, you must combine with hand hygiene and other preventive measures. WHO only recommends the use of masks in specific cases. If you have cough, fever, and difficulty breathing, you should wear a mask and seek medical care. If you do not have these symptoms, you do not have to wear masks, because there is no evidence that they protect people who are not sick. However, if you are healthy, but you are taking care of a person who may be infected with the new coronavirus, then you should wear a mask whenever you are in the same room with that person. And remember, if you choose to wear a mask, use it and discard it properly, and clean your hands with alcohol hand rub or soap and water. For more information on mask use, other preventive measures, and the new coronavirus, check WHO website at who.int. Thank you.
They've made a positive impact on the heavy-duty transportation industry in Guyana since they've arrived. Guyanese are amazed at their power, durability, efficiency, and superior handling capabilities. These are brand new trucks, manufactured in partnership with German, Italian, and French companies. They have a powerful reputation for operating under very adverse Guyanese conditions and come with full after-sales service and spare parts. They're the most sought-after trucks today, with over 500 units in Guyana, and they're available in over 100 countries, including South America and the Caribbean. Be smart. Buy brand new ST Howo trucks today. Call 608-4998 and arrange for an inspection at ST Truck Guyana Incorporated, Block B, Public Road, Covenant, East Bank, Demerara.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Falls, a trademark of China's Zhanghao Incorporated, located at Land of Cane in East Bank, Demerara, was incorporated in April of 2013, with over 10 billion Guyana dollars invested in a state-of-the-art 100,000 barrel fuel storage facility, a modern service station, an office complex, and a modern wharf that can berth international vessels. Having no association with any other fuel company, Falls imports its own fuel, which meets quality specifications, has all the legal permits, and is in compliance with international requirements. Its bulk facility can load 8 trucks simultaneously at a rate of 1,000 liters per minute, while the service station can service 12 cars at a time using computerized fuel pumps, which can facilitate the use of ATM cards. Through its professional team of mostly Guyanese, Falls wholesales and retails fuels to the public, including farmers and miners, and will continue to positively contribute to Guyana by providing quality products, service, and attractive prices. Try Falls today for all your fuel needs.
Across the region right now, Montserrat became the latest CARICOM country to register a case of the coronavirus after a person visiting from the UK tested positive for the virus, which has killed more than 6,000 persons worldwide. The Minister of Health in Montserrat, Charles Curtin, said that confirmation had been received Tuesday from the Trinidadian-based Caribbean Public Health Agency. The health minister said that on learning from the Antiguan authorities that a passenger on the flight had fallen ill with COVID-19, the authorities activated its outbreak investigation protocol to locate, assess, and quarantine all passengers who travel to Montserrat through Antigua on the same British Airways flight. And the Bahamas has declared a state of emergency after confirming 2 more cases of the coronavirus. That announcement has pushed to 3 the number of cases in the Bahamas. The Prime Minister announced today that the patients were identified through contact tracing of the first patient. The first patient had a travel history to Canada, Trinidad and Tobago, and Dubai. And finally tonight, international news. The number of people dying from the coronavirus in Italy has risen by 475 in just one day to nearly 3,000, the biggest increase since the outbreak. There are a total of 35,713 confirmed cases in Italy, with more than 4,000 having successfully recovered. Lombardy, the worst hit region, recorded 319 deaths in one day. Italy is the world's worst affected country after China, where the virus originated last year. At least 8,758 people have died, most in China. The vast majority of the more than 200,000 confirmed cases have occurred in Europe and the Western Pacific region, which includes much of Asia, the World Health Organization has reported. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting.